Hi guys, I've come on here today to speak to you about jealousy. Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, I don't understand why this person doesn't like me. I've not said anything about them. I've not said anything to them. I've not stolen against them. I've not sinned against them. So I don't even get why they don't like me. And oftentimes in those situations, you try a bit harder. You try a little more. You're like, okay, let me just be a bit kinder to them. Let me just be a bit nicer to them. Let me just bend over backwards, maybe do a backflip too, and, kind of try and get them to give me their brownie point of approval. So I've come on here to tell you guys to stop. Listen, this ain't your problem. This isn't your responsibility. This is God's responsibility to deal with their heart and the issues that they haven't dealt with. Listen, the reason why these people are jealous of you is often because they've made you their standard as opposed to Jesus Christ. You can't change that. These people don't understand their identity or even their worth, so they put it on somebody else. Your success story, what you're doing, has become their standard of their grading system. So however well or however not well you're doing is literally how they measure who they are, what their worth is, or what they deserve. And so I want to put it out there today to you guys listening that you need to know that it's not about you trying to do them better. Listen, we look in the Bible and we see Saul and we see the women who were talking and comparing him to David. They were talking, singing, oh, David can slay the 10,000s and Saul only the thousands. And in that moment, the Bible explains that Saul's heart burned with anger. Right there in that moment, Saul, you should have taken that to the Lord and you should have said to him, God, deal with my heart. But instead, the Bible explains that from that point onward, he kept his eye on David. And that's what jealous people do. They latch onto a person. They look to a person. They put their worth in a person. They're chasing down a person. See. When you're jealous of someone, it's actually idolatry. And you may be thinking, wait, no, Nia-Cerise, they're talking about me. They don't want to be like me. They're not jealous of me. I don't really understand. How can I be an idol? What on earth? No. Because as soon as you take your eyes off of Jesus and you put it on another person, immediately that is idolatry, because taking your eyes off of him and putting it on a person is when you begin to turn your worship from being to Jesus to being onto something else. Listen, you need to see and identify that you are not the problem. The problem is actually this person's insecurities that are internally eating them up from the inside. Saul could not see because he was so blinded by jealousy. David was actually trying to defend and guard his kingdom. He was serving Saul, but instead Saul could only see a man who was trying to steal from him. You're the problem, David. You're stealing from me. You're taking from me. Rather than looking to the Lord and realizing, wait, God, you are the one who gave me a position. He was looking to a man and saying, this guy's going to steal it from me. And this is what we need to understand as believers, is the fact that it's God who gives influence, it's God who gives authority, it's God who gives these positions to people. And oftentimes we're trying to guard it in our own might, trying to keep our eyes on this other person, this, that, and the other. No. If you see someone who's doing something that is successful, great. You see someone who's walking in great authority, fantastic. You see somebody who's influential, oh yes, we bless you, Lord. Why? Because you place these people in front of me, not to become my rival, but to become an example, to become somebody who isn't someone who I make my standard, but someone who can inspire me to look to the Lord's greatness, someone who can inspire me to actually walk in who I'm called to be as, or perhaps, model something to me or teach me something. What a blessing it is to be able to learn, as opposed to you're my rival, I'm going to see what you're doing, and if I'm not walking the same things you're doing, then I'm not in the right place and I'm not doing things, and God, you're too slow, and this, that, and the other. No. So I just come on here just to give you a bit of advice, just to share with you that this is honestly where jealousy can stem from, when people make you their standard as opposed to Jesus. So just ask yourself, where is your worship? Is it in somebody else? Is it in an idol that you've made for yourself through somebody else's life? Or is it actually completely and utterly navigated to our Christ Jesus? Bye guys, love you guys, praying for you all. Bye.